New year, new me. How many times have you told yourself that bullshit? So it's a new year. Hopefully a happy one. At least, ideally. The Earth has successfully orbited around the Sun, again, as it should. And so now, because of the natural laws of the universe, you feel inclined to make a change. As the Earth is technically just going around in circles, hopefully humanity within it is moving forward, improving in some capacities. And so I hope the same will apply to you. So during the time leading up to the new year, during Christmas, a lot of us tend to let ourselves go to an extent. There's more occasions to celebrate, with friends and family. And so we start indulging more in food, desserts, and drinking, and a lot of it. Because that's just what you do. Even I'm not able to resist all of that. We start buying more things, whether it's for ourselves or others, more so than we'd usually do. Why? Well, no one wants to be seen as stingy during Christmas or some kind of Grinch. So you go to the Christmas markets with your girl and go to these fairs and eat gingerbread while watching some dumbass movies whilst trying to get Mariah Carey out of your ear because apparently all she wants for Christmas is you. But she doesn't call you during summer. So, you know how it goes. Because as the new year arrives and the fireworks erupt, there is a sense of euphoria. People going crazy on the streets, smashing bottles, hugging strangers, people fighting one another. It's a great time. So now we are given a clean slate, a fresh start, a new surge of motivation. I don't really know why and where it comes from, but I'd say it's more of a psychological thing. In a way, it makes perfect sense. You had a long holiday, and now it's time to get off your ass and get back to work. It doesn't feel good to keep stagnating, so our natural inclination is to get back on the grind. You can't just carry on indulging. I mean, you could, but we all know where that leads. And the thing we like to tell ourselves is that this year will be different. Better than the last. This year, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to be a changed person. I'm going to drop all my bad habits and start good ones. Gonna drink less, smoke less, eat less crap, exercise more, push myself more in whatever it is I'm trying to improve about myself. But let's be honest. Do any of us really do that? Because there's always an occasion to drink and get off track. Yeah, maybe for the first week or two we manage to stop ourselves from having any fun, but then we naturally revert to who we have always been, year after year. So what I'm trying to say is, don't be that guy who is always just starting to train, just starting to get on track, just starting to hustle and be brave. Be the guy who has always and always will be the guy that did what he needed to do. Now, we can't change the past, but starting now is better than not ever having started. It's just consistency that is the hard part. We feel that the year is going to go by so quickly, but as you get into it, it feels slower until it gets to the end, in which it now feels like time has just flown by. So this is your opportunity to make the most out of your time, no matter who or where you are in life. It's common knowledge that the gyms are always full in January, full of newbies, using the machines in very weird and wrong ways. But then after a few weeks has passed, only the dedicated ones stay and show up time after time, just like they have always been. So, you might be on the right track anyway, and this video might not even be that relevant to your situation. But generally speaking, the new year has just given you a boost of energy to keep improving yourself in the direction you always wanted to go. But when one says new year, new me, my question is, well, after all these years prior, do you really think you're just going to snap your fingers and become a new, better person? By all means, you should try. But why do you need to renew who you are each year, as if there's something wrong with who you always were? It's kind of like saying, you know, this year, I'm finally not going to be a piece of shit. Now, if there are negative traits about yourself that you want to change, by all means, work on them. But it's just the idea that so many people are like, yeah, I'm going to walk away from my previous flawed self. I'm stepping away from my bad ways. And now I want to become a saint. It's a little corny, I'm not going to lie. If the new you is to become a more moral, decent, and healthier person, then just stick with that regardless of what day of the year it is. Transformations take a really long time, and very few people have the kind of will to turn themselves from one end of the scale to the other. But that's why self-improvement is daily and constant. Sure, it has a start date, and the only end date is your last day on Earth. And the Earth is going to continue orbiting around the Sun regardless of what you decide to do. So the message of this very cliched video is use that New Year's motivation in order to start something new or make bigger and positive changes in your life, because soon it will run out and the next day will be just like any other normal day. Be more consistent with your good habits, learn about yourself and about the world, and try not to be the guy who always falls off track and has to reinvent himself over and over again. It's good to have New Year's resolutions, but better to stick with small ones rather than just, I'm going to make a difference in the world and make it a better place. You know, that's too vague. Maybe start with yourself first. Whatever the new you is that you have envisioned yourself being, just keep being that. And so the rewards and upgrades will come when they do. And so with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys next time.